becoming my own health advocate. And I really emphasize this for women who just learned about PCOS. It's really important. It's a lot of information you're getting in each appointment. So when I'm sitting in my telehealth appointments, I always have either my notes app open in my phone, or I open up some type of document so I can start taking notes. And I take so many notes and I ask a lot of questions. Because by now, after all these years, I know what medications work. I know what medications don't work. I know how my body responds to certain things and how it doesn't respond to other things. So, and I'm also open to research. I'll ask questions like, in the United States, how effective was this treatment for women with PCOS, right? So now I've become so empowered to educate myself and ask the expert, what is the research saying? What are their recommendations? Why are they recommendation? Why is this the recommendation in this direction? And also saying I'm not taking certain medications that I don't feel has ever been useful for me. So if you have PCOS, maybe you've been prescribed metformin. It's like the go-to drug when you first find out. I had never found that medication to be useful at all. So now the new specialist I'm seeing, when he recommended it, I said, no, I'm not doing that. And he's like, well, I can't force you. And I was like, no, you can't. So, and we were still able to have success without that medication. As opposed to early on, you tell me a medication to take. All right, I'm taking it. I'm going straight to the pharmacy. I didn't question anything. I didn't, doubt anything. I'm not saying one is, if you don't question your doctor, you're bad or you're stupid. I'm not saying that. And now too, that's another thing. I switched doctors. So if you are not seeing success, progress, if you're not feeling respected, heard, or seen, switch doctors. There are so many doctors. They all went to school. Somebody gave them a degree. There's so many specialists. So feel empowered to make that switch. You don't have to be stuck with a healthcare provider who refuses to listen to you, who doesn't advocate for you, who doesn't respect your process. So I think that's probably one of the most empowering parts of the journey, is becoming my own advocate and, making sure that all parts of this process is working for me rather than against me. Pray, plan, prepare. So you really have to invite, like I said earlier, inviting friends into the process, inviting God into your process. This is a spiritual process as well. This is going to challenge your spirituality. It's going to challenge your faith. So I would encourage you, don't give up on prayer. Don't give up on your relationship with God, especially for those who really connect to the faith. Don't give up on your relationship with God. Keep talking to Him throughout the process. Keep sharing with Him when you're sad, mad, when you're shut down, when you're having doubts, when you're having fears and anxieties. So you have to pray throughout the process. I would encourage you to pray throughout the process. I would also encourage you to plan. This is where having an open dialogue with your husband comes into place. Having a plan as far as what treatments we're going to do, what treatments we're not going to do. If we're going to go a certain route, we're going to need a certain amount of money, or we're going to need health insurance in order to do certain treatments. So you have to plan that. You have to plan that. So, for example, we both started off working full time. And so I had my health insurance covering everything. Then I had to switch to my husband's health insurance once I became self-employed. So we had to make plans for all of this. Certain times you're going to have medications, you're going to have your ovulation window. You got to plan everything out. It's not, for us PCOS girls, we have to accept it's not going to be this spontaneous thing, you know, but things have to be planned out. And then you have to prepare. You have to prepare your body physically, prepare your mind for what is about to happen, because you are about to go on a journey. And maybe your journey is not going to be as long as mine, but preparing your mind for going to doctor's visits, preparing your mind for seeing, you know, these different ultrasounds, tracking ovulations, preparing your mind for the mental exhaustion. You will get exhausted. You will become drained. You will become stressed, anxious, sad. You're going to experience all the range of these emotions. So you have to prepare yourself for the mental journey ahead. I strongly encourage you to see a therapist. There are therapists who specialize in anxiety, depression. There are therapists who specialize in fertility psychology. So again, preparing your mind for what is about to happen is really, really important. Do I still believe that I am going to be a mother one day? I do believe. It's fun to believe. I'd rather believe than not. I do believe I'm going to be a mother. And if I'll be honest with you, it really depends on the day. Certain days I'm like, you know, I don't think this is in the cards for me. And that's okay. And I'm okay with that. Like, I think it's important to just be honest with you guys. Do I believe? Because I feel like a lot of times I'm already like a mom. In a sense, like I'm already very maternal. I'm already very maternal. So there's some times where I feel like I'm already like maternal in that sense. But there are days where I'm like, I don't think this is gonna happen. But you know what encourages me, now I'm in my mid-30s, right? By the time this is showing, I'll be 35. And I love being in my 30s. So by the time you see this, I'm 35 years old. And what encourages me is when I hear about women in their late 30s or early 40s having children. And I'm like, oh, if it can happen for them, it can happen for me. So in short, yes, I still do believe, depending on the day though. My support system is phenomenal. I have single friends who pray for me, cheer me on, cheer me up. I have married friends. I have friends with babies. I've had friends who've miscarried. I've had friends with, you know, all types of reproductive issues, and we all talk, we encourage each other, we text each other. When we're triggered, we all, you know, just gather around each other to support one another. So that is something I learned. When you are silent, nobody knows you're suffering. When you are silent, nobody knows you're suffering. So you have to find safe spaces that you can be honest and share that you need support. You need the support. And I, for one, I got tired of being like the strong one. For that badge of honor is in the trash. And I don't ever want to pick it up again, because when you're the strong one, no one checks on you. When you wear that badge of honor, no one is, you know, really being intentional to make sure you're okay. So I really want to encourage you to get rid of the superhuman, superwoman cape, badge of honor, whatever it is. And maybe it's a barrier of protection. So talk about that in therapy. But get your support. Get your support squad. Get your ladies. Get your friends there to support you and check on you.